This morning, we remember Captain Jeff Kuss as a hero.
You know, I started flying when I was a young kid, always had a love for it, worked really hard through school.
And it paid off. The pilot, highly decorated. He died yesterday in Smyrna after his jet crashed during practice for this weekend's big Tennessee Air Show. And that deadly plane crash in Smyrna is, of course, our top story again this morning, just as it was all day yesterday, just after that crash happened.
And what you see behind us is what many people expected that they would see when they stepped outside yesterday to watch the Angels practice. But sadly, as you know by now, that's not what happened. Our Kimberly Davis is live in Smyrna this morning with more on the investigation into what went wrong. And Kimberly, obviously this is a terrible tragedy, but he's being called a hero because what he did, and they say that he saved lives.
Jennifer, that's what it appears that Captain Kuss did. As you see these apartment complex, there's apartment homes behind me. It's about 200 yards away from that crash site, and there was also a nearby elementary school. And officials say it appears that he sacrificed his own life in order to save others. Now, according to the United States Navy officials, all 6 Blue Angels were practicing for this weekend's air show when the FA-18 Hornet Blue Angels aircraft crashed shortly after takeoff. The Blue Angels jet crashed around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon near the Smyrna Bowling Center in Nissan Drive, killing Captain Jeff Kuss. The 5 other aircrafts were in the air at the time of the crash and landed safely moments after. Before yesterday, there have only been 26 Blue Angel pilots killed at air shows or training exercises. The most recent death was in 2007 when Lieutenant Commander Kevin Davis was killed in a crash in South Carolina. Now, the FAA has taken over this investigation. Navy officials as well as FAA officials are on scene trying to figure out what caused this crash. We'll continue to follow this story and bring you the very latest in developing story. For now, we are live in Smyrna this morning. Kimberly Davis, News Channel 5, will continue our live team coverage and send things over to Henry Rothenberg, who's in Sky 5 this morning. Henry?
Kimberly, good morning. Yes, we are in Sky 5. We are over the Smyrna airport and the scene from yesterday. A very tragic scene, as we all know by now. And yesterday I had the opportunity to fly in the air at the same time as the Blue Angels. I was with the Geico Sky Typers, another elite performance group. They're the ones that write out the messages in the sky. They fly the SNJ-2s, old aircrafts from 1940 and the ones that really changed aviation. The Blue Angels, as we all know, the most recognizable aircraft behind Air Force One in the world. These are the elite of the elite, the best of the best when it comes to the pilots, when it also comes to the maintenance crew. These planes are in tip-top shape. So you have to wonder what happened so shortly after takeoff, after this pilot took off from Smyrna for their practice. When they are in the air, they have very strict rules to where they have airspace to themselves because of all the maneuvers that they practice and rehearse that have the crowds so into their air shows. As far as what we know right now, it's very limited, as we've been saying all morning. The FAA investigating, the Navy investigating as well. But you have to wonder, was this sadly something potentially medical with the pilot? Was it something mechanical that happened with the plane? The one thing that we can say for certain is that this pilot, missing the Fairway Meadows apartments, missing other businesses, did indeed save a number of lives. We're reporting live in Sky 5 this morning. Henry Rothenberg, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Henry. Now, the plane went down yesterday shortly after 3 o'clock. This is the crash site right here. This is the Smyrna Bowling Center, very close. There were homes in that area, lots of other businesses, and just amazing.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, really, that was about the only area where it's not densely populated, either by some sort of residential area or a retail establishment. That's the only place a pilot could have put that plane down without hurting anyone else.
That man is a hero, an absolute hero. He apparently went completely down with that plane when he could have ejected, he could have taken out neighborhoods, he could have, but he chose to ride it down to the end.
And of course, had he ejected, then where the plane would end up it's out of anyone's control, and that's what could have happened, and it could have, killed other people, or could have killed some people. So that's why he is being hailed a hero. We are learning more now this morning about Captain Jeff Kuss. He was a Colorado native. He joined the Blue Angels back in September of 14. He had logged 1,400 flight hours. He had earned numerous awards, including the prestigious Strike Flight Air Medal, the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, and various personal and unit awards as well. Captain Jeff Kuss was a husband and father of 2. He was 31 years of age. Jennifer?
A huge crowd in Smyrna came together last night to pay tribute to Captain Kuss at a candlelight vigil. Rutherford County Commissioner Brad Turner helped organize the event, and word quickly spread through social media. People carried American flags, and they filled Lee Victory Park. To honor number 6, the crowd stayed silent for 6 minutes. Number 6 was his plane number. News of the crash shocked people there in Smyrna, and while many said the tragedy was still hard to process, it was important, they felt, for the city to come together and begin the healing process.
This is who Smyrna is. We want to be able to honor the memory of the pilot and do whatever we can to just show our support as the town of Smyrna with the air show and with the Blue Angels. That's what we're doing tonight.
There was also some discussion about how to come up with other ways to pay tribute to Captain Kuss at the air show there in Smyrna this weekend, but so far nothing has been finalized. The Great Tennessee Air Show, though, will continue as planned this weekend, starting on Saturday. That's tomorrow. The company says it made the decision after talking with the Blue Angels, and they were okay with it, but the Angels will not perform. Steve.
Jennifer, we're learning more also about a deadly crash that happened in Antioch. Ferenc Molnar is now facing a vehicular homicide by intoxication charge. He's 68 years old. They say he was driving drunk Tuesday when he hit and killed Stanley Weiser. Weiser was on a motorcycle on Bell Road, so that may jog your memory about that story. Officers found 2 open bottles of liquor inside Molnar's vehicle. He also has a prior DUI conviction from up in Sumner County.
We're waiting for more information about an officer-involved crash in East Nashville. Here's what we know, though. This happened near the corner of McGavick and Gallatin Pikes yesterday afternoon. You can see in just a second there the front of the white sedan involved in this crash was pretty crunched. Going to need a lot of repair work there. We also know that one person was injured. It's not clear, though, how seriously or who was at fault in this wreck.